Welcome to Weekly Biden Gaffes. This is where we put together a compilation of Joe Biden's worst mistakes and gaffes from the previous week. And obviously a lot of them are funny, but the goal of this is to make sure that people understand that these are not one-offs. All of these instances are signs of serious mental decline. Now, today we're going to be talking about a few things, and they include the worst gaffe Joe Biden has said so far, his own basket of deplorables moment. We're going to cover how he had a complete brain fart and became a stuttering mess. And yes, we're going to look at one of his interviews where he struggled to say anything and ended up saying nothing all at the same time. So first, we're going to get into this basket of deplorables moment. We actually don't have a video of it because Joe Biden said this on a live stream, but only 55 people were in attendance for the live stream. So we haven't gotten that video yet. But what Joe Biden did say on that live stream in that online fundraiser was that he believes that Trump supporters say that, quote, all Mexicans are rapists and all Muslims are bad. Now, that is clearly a Joe Biden deplorables moment. The problem is that we don't have video yet because there were so few people on the actual call to see it. Now, we can see here, this is from the Fox story, that the Biden campaign bragged that this online fundraiser drew about 55 attendees online, which if you're watching this, the first 30 minutes after this video has been posted, will probably have already gotten more views than Biden's fundraiser, which is a great opportunity for me to say, please like this video, please comment, please subscribe, and please share it. I want to make sure that this far outreaches Joe Biden's own efforts. Now, while we don't have an actual video of Joe Biden saying this yet, we do have a video of him repeating the claim that Donald Trump said that all Mexicans are rapists. And in this clip, it's a little grainy because it's from a cell phone video camera. But in this clip, someone does confront him in the audience and tell him that it's a lie. Let's watch this.
Hate groups, white supremacists here at home. Coming down the escalator when he announced in Trump Towers, he said he was doing it before he hit the ground floor. Remember what he said? He said, I'm going to take on those rapist Mexicans. Then he claimed, no, there's never been a president.
That's a lie, Joe.
Never been a president.
That's a lie.
Oh, it is a lie.
Yeah.
So yeah, Joe Biden gets called out because Donald Trump never said that all Mexicans are rapists. What he said was that when Mexico is sending people across the border, which the Mexican government for a long time was turning a blind eye and actually helping people reach our border and cross into our country illegally, they were sending rapists, they were sending drug dealers, and then Trump said, and some I assume are good people. That got taken out of context, like so many people. But there's Joe Biden making the claim on camera, backing up this quote from his online fundraisers. This next clip we have to go to, it's another Biden gaffe. Joe Biden is saying that he wants to put millions of citizens on a pathway to citizenship.
We're going to finally achieve comprehensive immigration reform as well, put millions of citizens on a pathway to citizenship.
You hear that? Let's play it one more time.
We're going to finally achieve comprehensive immigration reform as well, put millions of citizens on a pathway to citizenship.
So Joe Biden is saying he wants to put citizens on a pathway to citizenship, which would be funny because obviously illegal aliens are not American citizens. So this is, in one case, it's a gaffe, right? A sign of that mental decline we were talking about. But it also shows what he thinks about illegal aliens. In many cases, during campaign rallies, Joe Biden has said that these people are basically Americans already. So it is not that surprising to see him make this gaffe. Now, this next clip, Joe Biden lists the 6 things that he wants to take care of. He lists the economy twice and forgets what number 6 is.
See working groups, one on the economy, one on education, one on criminal justice. It should be reform, not punishment. One on immigration, climate change, and the economy.
So there's Joe Biden listing his 6 programs, 6 policy proposals he wants to take into account. He uses the word economy twice, and in the end, he still only names 5. That's Joe Biden for you. This next clip is literally a brain fart. This is Joe Biden struggling to get even the most basic of ideas out of his head, and his poor wife is sitting next to him, agreeing with him, while he has this horrible brain fart.
We gotta, it's just, yeah. But you gotta, I mean, we gotta reassure, look, here, my message to everybody I talk to.
I feel bad for his wife, but also his wife should be looking out for his best interests. His wife should not be putting him up in front of cameras. Where are his family members? Where are Joe Biden's family members to tell him that, listen, your best days are behind you. You don't need to do this. Right? The fact that they're egging him on, to me, that's elder abuse. It certainly rises to the level of elder abuse. This next clip is Joe Biden trying to tell a story about World War II, but he can't really get the words out.
Kinds of things that have to be done. There's during World War II, where Roosevelt came up with a thing that was totally different than he called it the World War II. He had the War Production Board.
So there's a line from Billy Madison where at the end of the movie they're doing their little not spelling bee, but they're doing their competition, and the moderator says at no point was anything in that a coherent response. We're all dumber for having listened to it, and may God have mercy on your soul. That's how I feel watching clips like this with Joe Biden trying to tell a story about World War II, and he can't seem to get any of the words out of his mouth. Now, this next one, Joe Biden had his own honest to God Ron Burgundy moment. Joe Biden, in his video with Bernie Sanders, Joe Biden actually read off of a teleprompter. They tried to make this out to be like a person-to-person conversation, but Joe Biden was on teleprompter the whole time, and someone apparently misspelled something in the teleprompter, because we, instead of actually a real thought, a real suggestion, this is what we got from Joe Biden.
Well, I will make an education that, in fact, Jill, my wife, is a professor at a community college.
Let's listen to it again.
Well, I will make an education that, in fact, Jill, my wife, is a professor at a community college.
I will make an educator. And poor Bernie Sanders, he's watching that. And you know what's going through Bernie Sanders' mind? Bernie Sanders saying, "You mean I lost to this guy?" This is ridiculous. And you can tell in the clip, we're going to watch it one more time. Watch for where Joe Biden shifts from reading the teleprompter to giving his own thoughts. It happens right after he says, "I will make an educator." Watch this.
Well, I will make an education that, in fact, Jill, my wife, is a professor at a community college.
Like, look at that. His eyes change. His whole demeanor changes. He goes from reading, and you notice he's reading the teleprompter. He's also kind of shifting over the side as he does it. And then when he realizes what he just said makes no sense, "I will make an educator," he snaps out of it, almost out of a trance, and actually gives you what he believes, which is that his wife works in education, which doesn't really change the fact that what he said means nothing. Now, this next clip is Joe Biden saying that the economic crisis that's before us, the coronavirus, presents an opportunity for us to push through Green New Deal initiatives. Let's watch this.
We have an opportunity now to take in a recovery act, a real recovery. We can fundamentally change the science relating to global warming.
So that's not a gaffe. I just want to make sure everyone knows that Joe Biden believes that this is an opportunity to fundamentally change the country and to lead us down towards the Green New Deal. In this last clip, we're adding this because apparently this is not true. Joe Biden claims that he talked to a specific reporter a week or so ago. Apparently, people have gone through the actual records of Joe Biden's interviews. He's only done 10 interviews in the last couple weeks. So apparently, this is a lie. Let's listen.
And the Defense Production Act for banks, to make sure. I talked with Stephanie Rule a week or so ago. What I've been worried about, and she and I talked about, is the fact they got a priority.
So yeah, apparently he didn't have that conversation with them. People have gone through it. The Trump campaign, the RNC went through the records, and they can't find history of him having that conversation with that reporter. And you can kind of see his wife looking over like, "What are you talking about? You didn't do that." So that's going to be it for this edition of the weekly Biden gaffes. Let us know in the comment section which one of these gaffes were the worst in your opinion. Do you believe that this is evidence of mental decline, as I do? Listen, anyone who's had someone in the family with dementia looks at Joe Biden and they see the same kind of symptoms coming out. So as much as we like to laugh, I personally put these videos out there to make sure that everyone knows that it's not just crazy Uncle Joe. These are signs of serious mental decline. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. And please make sure you give a thumbs up, like the video, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications. Thanks.